Hi everyone, Chef Leroy here and welcome to my channel. All right guys, so today I'm going to do a little bit of a traditional dish, and this is a Mexican dish, beef barbacoa. Now mine's going to be a little different twist on a traditional barbacoa dish because I'm going to sous vide my beef. Anyway, most of the ingredients will be pretty authentic as far as the way barbacoa is generally made, but I'm gonna just throw a little bit different twist at it, all right? Picked up a chuck roast from Costco. Now, generally, this recipe I was gonna work on was about a 4-pound recipe. I have 6 pounds of chuck. So I'm gonna take and cut this into chunks, okay? And the nice thing about chuck is it's already kind of broken down into like sections. So if you see how this came off, there's silver skin right here. That you don't want. It's going to be really chewy, and again, that's what we call silver skin. You can see it on this one here too. Now, do you have to do a lot of trimming? Nah, you don't need to do too much, but I would be honest with you, if you're going to do a really nice dish with this kind of meat, I would trim some of this stuff off because it's just gristly. That's what it is. It becomes really chewy. So go ahead and trim that down a little bit, and then you can just go ahead and set it aside. This is the separation of the different pieces of muscle. So there's another piece, right? I won't continue to record all of this while I'm doing it because it'll take me a little bit of time, but I don't want you to, I want to at least let you see what I'm doing here, okay? Most of this, you want to get some of that off of there, okay? And like I said, this is going to cook for 24 hours, so you're going to have some really tender meat when this is done. All right, so there you go. Just kind of keep separating your pieces out like this. Take your knife and slowly go through it and get your chunks out of there like that. See? Now, not all the fat has to be removed. Fat is also flavor, and it's going to help with some of the cooking as well. Just adds moisture to it, and that's it. So just kind of work your way around the roast, and then I'll show you what this looks like when we're done, okay? All right, so we're done, and this is my trim. So that trim weighed 1 pound, 12 ounces. So I have 4 pounds, 4 ounces of usable beef. And I'm gonna get this over to the stove, and we are going to pan sear it to get some color and a little bit more flavor. Just make sure your pieces are about the same size roughly. All right, I got my hex-clad pan on the stove. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay, just check your pan, make sure it's hot. Let's roll that oil around a little bit. Got it up pretty high right now, so it's gonna cook quick. We're just gonna brown it up nicely. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. There you go. Look at that, huh? Very nice. Want to brown it up a little bit on all sides. And move it to the tray, and round 2. And there you go. All right, so beef is browned up, and we're gonna go ahead and work on that sauce. Okay, I've got my blender bottle here. We're gonna go ahead and juice our lime, like that. Okay, go ahead and throw those cloves of garlic in there. Now, generally I'd use 4 large cloves, but these are kind of smaller, so I've got 5. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put my apple cider vinegar in there. I need a 1/4 cup. Like that. It's gonna really help break down that meat. All right. Okay, we're gonna put our beef broth in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and use a whole cup. Generally, I was gonna divide this. So if you were doing a slow cooker method, I would probably reserve half this cup to put in with your slow cooker. So you do half in here, and then you do half in your slow cooker as you cook it. Okay, that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. And let's go ahead and take chipotles out of here. Okay, they're in the adobo sauce. So 1 pepper, 2 pepper, 3 pepper, and 4 pepper. Now these are pretty spicy, so I would just, if you don't want it too spicy, you can use chili powder too. But I'm using Chipotle's. Again, here's the one I'm using. I'm going to add my dry seasoning. I'll tell you what's in here. I got 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of oregano, and that's a Mexican ground oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of coriander, and again, I had some seed, so I ground it. I got a 1/2 teaspoon of allspice, and usually they use clove, and that would be a ground clove, so this is ground allspice. I'm using that, and that is it, okay? So go ahead and put that right in there. Just like that. Go ahead and put your blade on. Doesn't matter what kind of blender you use. You can use any kind of blender for this method here, okay? And we're gonna get it on the motor. Okay, twist it on, and I'm gonna pulse it a couple times. Just move everything around. Okay, that's it. And go ahead and pull that off. Shake it up a little bit here. Get that out of the way. Oh wow, that's good. That has some really good flavors. Now I'm going to cut up an onion because we're going to add onion to the beef. I want that in the mix of the beef. All right, now we need to dice up a large yellow onion, so go ahead and peel it. All right, then cut your onion in half, and we're going to go ahead and dice it small. And I'm going to use 1/2 an onion per bag. I'm splitting the beef into 2, so 1/2 of an onion per bag. So I got my 2 piles right here. And we're going to grab our beef. Got my Ziploc bags right here. I always roll down the top edge to keep them nice and clean. So we're going to put an even amount of beef in each bag. 1 bag, and then let's go ahead and grab the other one. All right, there we go. So bags have their beef. Go ahead and throw the onion in there. Here we go. Now we're going to divide the sauce, right? So our sauce is about right here, so we need about 1/2 in each bag, right? 1/2 that. So go ahead and pour a little bit in that one and the rest in this one here. Now your meat, as it's cooking, is going to generate quite a bit of juice too, which is going to be fantastic because when you're done, what we'll do is we're going to pull all the meat and we're going to put it right back in that jus. That's how it's going to be. All right, here we go, guys. So, roll your bag back up to the top. Now, just so you know, I've only been working on this for about 50 minutes. That's it. So it doesn't take that long. As long as your knife skills are pretty decent when you're doing that trim on the meat, it shouldn't take you too long, okay? So mix that in really good. We need bay leaf in here, okay? So now, because I split the bag, I'm gonna put 2 bay leaves in each bag, okay? Generally, I'd only use 3, but because I'm splitting it, I'm gonna use 2 bay leaf in each bag. And then at the end of the cook, you're gonna go ahead and take the bay leaf out. All right, I have my Joule circulator in the pot, and I want to go ahead and try the 2 bags in the pot just to see how the water displaces. And then if we need more water, it's pretty high, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as it is right now. So take those back out. We have to start up our circulator first, and when it says that it's ready to drop the bags, then we can drop our bags. I'm going to go ahead and get my app opened here. All right, my Joule does not have a barbacoa recipe, so I'm going to use a short rib recipe that's in here. I'm basically using the time and temperature from the recipe, so I'm going to set my time and temperature. Temperature is going to be set to 167, and the time will be 24 hours. And that's it. You hit your start button, and the circulator just starts up, okay? Just like that. Now, once it hits the temperature, then you can add your meat to it, and you guys just let it go. And what I'll probably do, because it is running at a higher temperature, I'm going to double my bags up. These are freezer Ziploc bags. These are 1 gallon bags. You don't close them, just leave the bags open. And once the water is up to temp, go ahead and throw it in there. And right now the water temperature is at 109. Okay, so my app is ready to go. And it only took about, not even 10 minutes to get to 167 when it started out at about a 107 or 104, whatever it was. So all you got to do is hit the start button right there after you add the food to the pot. So let me show you what to do with the pot, and we'll go ahead and start our Joule. All right, go ahead and lower one bag one side and lower the other bag on the other side, just like that. Go ahead and push your bag as far down as you can. You do not want the water to go over the top. And then go ahead now and put your magnets on the side, okay? And just like that, right? I'm gonna put one more right in the middle. It kind of fell. Come on, you, go in there. There we go, okay. There we go. So the whole point of sous vide anything is that you want to sous vide it without oxygen, right? So that's why you push down the bag into the water to get that air out of there. Now, because this is cooking at a higher temperature, you will have to manage your water. And what I'll probably do, because it is going to cook overnight, I'm going to put a piece of aluminum foil over the top of my pan to cover it. And that'll hold that steam inside there so it won't cook out so quick. Right now my water's all the way at the top of this edge. All right, there you go, guys. All right, 24 hours and we'll let you know. So go ahead and hit my start on my cook. It says it will be ready by 6:15 tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, 6:13 tomorrow. So there you have it. Again, this took me approximately, well, it wasn't really an hour. If you would have had your water already going, which I didn't, I just wanted to show you how to get things going, it would have been a lot quicker, at least, you know, probably 10 minutes sooner. So about 50 minutes. Well, we're gonna let you know how the finishing flavors are, and we'll see you in 24 hours. All right, I just want to show you here, you can see the magnets and where the water level is. This is only after 12 hours of cook time. So that's why I'm saying it's really important to manage your water levels in your pot. You do not want it to go below the product in the bag. All right, 24 hours is up. Let's take the piece of foil off the top here, slide the bag up, pull off the magnets, just like that. I'll tell you what, guys, I can tell in the bag it's like super soft. I'll set those aside and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute here. All right, here goes the truth. Here, let's see how this meat is here. There's one piece. Ooh. Yeah, that's good. Pulls right apart. That you don't want to keep in there, so get rid of the bay leaf. So, I'll set the juice aside because we want to keep some of the juice. Go ahead and take a little meat from this bag, put it in there. There you go. Now, we are going to taste it. That's the next trick. Watch this, what? Look at this, watch this. It just falls apart. Wow. That is so good. I'm gonna pull this apart. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit first. I'm gonna pull it apart. I'm gonna add some of this juice to it because that's gonna be the other part to it, is just letting that juice kind of simmer with the meat. There you go, guys. Beef barbacoa. So what I'll probably do is, as I'm going through some of this meat here, I'll probably pull out any connective stuff, the tissues there. Like this one here's got some kind of gristly stuff in it, so that's when you can pull it out of there. You might want to do it when it's still a little warm. It'll be easier to do. That's what I would do. So if it's a little too hot for you to handle, just wait till it cools down a little bit more. All right, guys, so there you go. I've got it all pulled, and you can see all the onion in there. And I poured all of the juice from both bags into this container. All right, so I added my meat to my Searing pan with the juice. Now, the reason it was in the container it was before and not just right in the pan was because I had it cooked the day before. All right, so it was in my refrigerator overnight. This is a teaspoon of salt that I should have added to the blender when I was making my sauce earlier. All right, salt is added. Let's go ahead and mix that in really well. All right, now I'm going to cover the pan, and that's just to get this hot really fast. Okay, I have removed my cover from my pan because I've got it up to a nice hot temperature and it's simmering beautifully. So let's go ahead and let that liquid reduce down very far. Again, it's with tacos, so you don't want this to be too wet. And while your barbacoa is cooking, make sure that you stir it often. All right, so I'm going to do a little revision on this recipe. In this can is the adobo sauce with the peppers. I should have added some of that to my blender when I was doing it early in the recipe. So I added 1.5 tablespoons to this amount of meat. And just so you know, I probably could have used this whole can of chipotles for this recipe. All right, here's what the meat looks like now. I mean, I've reduced it down pretty good. But we're going to go ahead and let it cook a little bit more. But that looks just flipping amazing. So the onions that I had in here too are starting to cook in really nicely. I wish you guys could taste and smell it through this camera, but this stuff is amazing. All right. Well, I'm going to show you what everything looks like when I plate it up. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. And please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed up to this point, subscriptions are free to join. Just let you know when I put a video out there. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic day. I'm out. Well, my friends, beef barbacoa tacos were absolutely fantastic with a blue corn tortilla, fresh guacamole, queso fresco, and a green salsa.